Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to the Midweek Takeaway. Today we're joined by Callum, Sommerton, CEO of Chill Brands Group. Welcome back, Callum. How's things?
Yeah, really good, thanks, Bill. Good to see you. It's obviously a very positive day for us, but another Monday and back to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're alluding to the news today that the company announced its Chill Zero nicotine-free vapour products will be stocked in 150 WHSmith travel stores, including locations like Heathrow and Gatwick. These stores witness a daily footfall of over 500,000 passengers. Since launching Chill Zero in August 2023, Chill Brands has secured orders from UK retailers amounting to over £350,000, including sales to over 200 independent stores. You expressed excitement over the deal with WHSmith and highlighted the company's commitment to expanding its market presence and offering quality alternatives to tobacco and nicotine products. Sounds like a great rollout to start things off, Callum.
Yeah, we couldn't be happier with WHSmith being the store that we kick it all off with, really. You know, more than anything, as you say, the stores that we're starting in are in airport concourses, in train stations, in, major, motorway service areas. And those are some of the highest traffic, most well-trodden areas of the country. It's where if our products are going to get seen, it's going to be in those areas as people are moving around. And it's also those sorts of retail outlets where people are more likely to be wanting to pick up convenience items like vapour products. And so, we are delighted to be going into the WHSmith stores. Again, I think, touching on the orders point as well, we only really started this work on the 7th of August this year when we first brought the Chill Zeros into the UK. And so to be standing here today, just a little over 2 months on, with products going into a mainstream retailer and to have put, a significant, for this company, a significant amount of revenue on the decks is just tremendous.
Yeah. As you say, WHSmith is a big name for your first major high street retailer. Where to next?
Yeah, I can't say too much about that for obvious reasons, but, every single day we continue to open new independent stores. I've said in that announcement, we're now in over 200 at last count. On the day of our AGM, 19th of September, we were in 120. So that kind of creeps up every day. But beyond that, I've mentioned we've been in discussions with major retailers. This is the first of those. And, we continue that work now elsewhere. We are committed to expanding the distribution channel. And this is just a flavour, I think, of what is to come and what's possible.
Yeah, it all sounds very exciting, Callum. Things are starting to move. Tell me this, has there been any, you've had 2 months, have there been any reorders from the initial shops?
There have, yes. So when we're dealing with independent retail, it's often, a mixed bag of working out how best some of those stores can make place reorders. Some of them are more technologically adept than others. Some of them are in, different regions of the country, different sorts of outlets. We've got some bars and nightclubs buying. We've got others that are sort of traditional convenience stores. So really a lot of that is a data gathering exercise. But to answer the question directly, yes, we are getting reorders. We are also seeing people to a lesser degree at the moment, but I think this will increase, transitioning from purchasing in store, seeing the name of the website on the side of their product and coming and buying with us on the website on chill.com. So, all very good data. The proof will be in the pudding with major retailers like WHSmith reordering when the time comes. But again, it's great signs at this early stage.
Yeah, that's good. So I noticed when I was reading the RNS there that there is recycling involved in the Phoenix retail or Phoenix to retail situation that we've got the agreement with. So tell us just a little bit more about Phoenix to retail and how you think that's all going to play out in the future.
Yeah, so Phoenix to retail is one of the UK's largest vape distribution businesses. They've been involved in the industry for quite some time now, and they serve some of the largest names in retail. As you say, on the recycling point, they're also a very responsible vendor. And so they, in September, announced that they would be delivering vape recycling bins to, or sort of holders to the stores that they work with. Started with a smaller amount, I think 200. Towards sort of the end of next year, 2024, they want to have rolled that out to their full footprints of stores, which is sort of closer to the 15,000 mark or beyond. And really, I think, again, that just shows that, we're here to stay. We are dealing with partners that are responsible, they're part of the legitimate vaping industry. And, it blows away some of that press that it's impossible to recycle these products, because it simply isn't. And they are showing it. So we're very pleased to be working with Phoenix. Beyond that, they've got this testing scheme. They want to make sure that consumers, and retailers, regulators know that they can trust in these products and they're, tried and tested. So again, great to be working with them. Very happy that we've got such a responsible and, well-renowned partner to kick off this journey with, courtesy of introductions from and support from the vaping group as well. I think the other thing to mention in there is, look, we've just signed a deal to go into 150 stores, but that really is a drop in the ocean compared to what is possible with these partners. And I think, investors, shareholders will see more of that in the months to come.
It's very interesting from the UK perspective that we've gone from 0 to 350,000 of revenue in a matter of 2 months, if we put it in that perspective. And can you see that exponentially growing over the coming months and year?
I can, yes. Obviously we are in a phase of opening new doors at the moment and just continuing to expand the retail channel. At some point our attention will turn to making sure that that channel is optimized rather than just being opened. And so it'll be, store visits, merchandising. How can we expand on advertising once the distribution part is, secured? So I do see the channel continuing to grow. I think, exponential is probably the word here, given the stage of the journey that we're at. And I also see, as I say, 2 months on, having secured, a very comfortable amount of revenue from this versus what has gone before, and also having secured some big name retailers, or a big name retailer at this stage.
That was a Freudian slip, I think.
Well, I can't comment. But I do think that look, we're sitting pretty at this stage, and there is great demand for the vapes from people that we've been speaking to in lots of different walks of life and parts of the world. And yeah, long may that continue for us and for our investors.
Yeah, just tell us if there is any movement then in the US. What's happening in the US? I mean, I think the size of the vapes was going to increase as well in the US to match what's in the UK. Any other things that you can tell us what's happening in the US?
Yeah, that's correct. I've got to be a little bit careful with what I can say, as is the case with UK retail operations. But firstly, we are delivering the 1,500 and the 3,000 puff vapes into the US market. We'll continue with the 600s there as well for the time being, but they have proven to be popular with the test stores where we have been establishing data. I think what's important to understand about the US market is it is, one, much larger than the UK in terms of geographical size and population, but also in terms of how fragmented it is. The retailers there are dealing with state-by-state regulations, different sort of buying patterns, different requirements imposed upon them, both from their sort of corporate HQs, but also by state legislators and then federal legislators. So all of that is to say, we continue to work on the US. We are in discussions with both distributors and major retailers there as well. The same sort of work that's going on here is happening in the US. We are, starting to see movement. The appetite is very clearly there. We are catching the wave of nicotine-free products and low nicotine strength vapes right at the beginning. And, that demand is now trickling upwards from the consumer to the retailer to distributors and wholesalers, which I think will strengthen our case massively. But I suppose, put it this way, we wouldn't be taking the 1,500 and 3,000 puff devices into the US if there wasn't clear demand for them from potential future retail partners. So I'll leave it at that for now, but there is more to come.
Very good. So tell us just about this, both social media and also online sales, if you like. So obviously we've got chill.com, but what other ways do you see that we're likely to move forward with the sale of these vapes?
Yeah, so I think obviously over the past year, we've spoken a lot about chill.com, but beyond that, there are an awful lot of other e-commerce channels that we will look to tap for the vape products specifically. Those include the kind of major e-commerce retailers that you will be familiar with, but also some of the kind of vape superstore or vape aggregator marketplaces. I think, again, getting our product into as many places as possible, getting as many eyeballs on it is the right move here. I don't want to, guard the product too closely in terms of who can see it and where it can be bought. But the key is, of course, always responsible retailing and making sure we're only selling it to people who are over the age of 18. And that's something that we do bear in mind whenever we're looking to open a new channel. So there are other e-commerce retailers that we're talking to at the moment, places where we will be selling the vapes online outside of chill.com. That serves a dual purpose, obviously, hopefully more sales for us, but also it's advertisement of our website on somebody else's website. So, it's a bit of a nice kicker for us there. You mentioned social media. I think that the question was probably slightly different than that, but I will touch on it. I think with social media and marketing in general, you've got to be very careful with this product category so as to not be, again, encouraging people under the age of 18 in the UK or under 21 in the US and other regions to take up vaping or to start buying products that they're not strictly allowed to. Again, what we're trying to do there is make sure that we are never, working with influencers that are pushing this out to a demographic that is below that age group. But at the same time, we do want to be getting our name out there in a very responsible way. A lot more of that will start once the distribution is locked in, because I don't want to drive traffic to stores unless and until customers can buy the product there. So you'll see more of that kick off as we expand and sort of incrementally increase the number of stores that stock the product. But for now, we're very cautious, not through lack of wanting to advertise, but more so than anything else through wanting to be responsible, particularly given the recent kind of media storm.
And just while we're sort of covering the globe, what about the rest of the world?
Yeah.
Are there any opportunities elsewhere?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we've spoken at length, you and I, about Egypt and the Middle East. I think that there is a tremendous opportunity there. Getting the product into the country is one thing, but opening up the sales channels is entirely another. And that's why we're working to establish relationships with very well-regarded, very responsible, very industrious local partners in the Middle East, in Europe and elsewhere. And look, I think that opportunity will come when the time is right. I certainly don't want to detract from the rapidly growing UK, soon to be growing US markets, but there is an opportunity there. And I think within the next within the next year, we'll start to see those markets actually come online and be selling as well.
Good. So what would you like to say, closing statement to all the investors?
Yeah, I mean, more than anything else, obviously this is the first sort of proof of concepts actually, coming out. Chill is now a mainstream retail product, or it will be as soon as those products hit the shelves. I'm very, very grateful for all of the support we've received as we've kind of pivoted this company. But beyond that, I think just continue to watch this space because there is much more to come. And, this is but one brick in the wall.
Callum, Sommerton, CEO of Chill Brands Group. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
This podcast was brought to you by Roast PR Limited. If you would like to appear on a future episode of The Sunday Roast, please email admin@thesundayroast.net.